What up, though? Let's play. Hey, this is Keith Kelfis. In this video, I want to talk about selling landscaping jobs, and probably the most powerful thing that I've learned over all these years that trumps anything else that's made the biggest difference in my closing rate, selling more jobs at higher prices, making more money. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. What's up, it's Keith Kelfis, and if this is your first time here, I make tons of landscaping videos. Hit the subscribe button, dog. Or don't. Hey, but listen. Sub-communication. What are you sub-communicating to your potential customers when you are picking up the phone and you're marketing, when you are walking their properties with them and giving them a quote, when you're selling to them? And this is more important than any tactic you can learn. Sure, you can read amazing books on selling and closing by all the greats, from Grant Cardone to Dale Carnegie to selling courses and all that stuff, and it works. But nothing works better than the power of certainty gained through repetition. Now, I want you to imagine that you're at a museum and the tour guide he's not having a bad day, but he's done the tour in the museum so many times that he's practically sick of repeating himself, and he knows everything about everything about everything, and he said it so many times that you can... Oh, my wife just got home. That you can tell just by the way he talks that he's said this a million times. And he knows it like the back of his hand, right? So, when you're fresh and you're green and you're talking to a customer, if you're unsure and you're tripping on your words because you don't have that sense of confidence that's so deep inside of you that it just radiates off of you, whether you feel like it or not. If you don't have that, then whether your customer can articulate it or not, they're going to be able to feel something is like, is this guy faking it? I mean, how can they really trust you? Do they know you? Do they know how much of a perfectionist you are, how hard of a worker you are, how much pride you take in making sure you bend over backwards to make sure every single one of your customers is taken care of? They don't know that. They might, if, be through a good referral. Hopefully you've got some of those going on. Hopefully you've got some positive reviews. But no matter what, first impressions are a mother, and there is a sub-communication. What does that mean? That means it's the subtle stuff that you're not saying, that's just coming off of your body language and the very way that you talk and act and carry yourself, the way that you... Something just tells that customer that you're a pro and you've been doing this forever. And you do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it, whether you feel like it or not. Does that make sense? So you can practice all the tactics in the world, and you can read all the scripts and try to do all the stuff, and all that stuff works great. There's a saying I love. I used to be in network marketing when I was younger, and it was a great experience. I used to run around with a suit and tie and go in people's living rooms and try to sell them shit, and I failed miserably at it, and I learned a lot. But it's about getting people into your network. That's what it's all about, and you build your team. The saying was, you can say all the right things to the wrong person, and they'll never get in. They're not going to get in, and they're not going to join your network. But you can say all the wrong things to the right person, and they'll get in. So what that does is it allows you to emotionally detach and start to see it as a numbers game. Once you can get the discernment and create the observe the distinctions of what's really going on, then you can start to see more clearly what part of this equation is in your control, what parts of it are out of your control, and the wisdom to know the difference. Right? So, once you understand that you can't 100% control whether the customer decides to sign the contract and go with you or not, and all you can do is your best to do your presentation, give them a quote, walk around. I mean, you could do a lot of things to lean things in your favor, but at the end of the day, it's still their decision, right? What it does is once you get very clear and you have discernment, now you become emotionally detached. Because there's one thing that is absolutely repulsive to a customer, and it's neediness. When they feel that you need the job, it's disgusting to them. It'll make them not want to hire you, even if they did want to hire you. Because with neediness comes people who do weird stuff, like make mistakes and then make excuses for their mistakes. A needy person usually isn't the type of person who will fall on their own sword and eat their mistakes and accept full responsibility. Because needy people sometimes are in fight or flight mode. And who wants to hire a contractor who's in fight or flight mode, who's scared, who needs you more than you need them? This customer is not trying to deal with your emotions. Even if you are struggling to death and you need the job really bad, you better not let them know that. You better act like you've got $100,000 in the bank. Because when they feel that you don't need them at all, and they're trading their hard-earned money for a finished result, all they care about is the result. They don't care about you. They don't care about your feelings. None of that. You are selling them a result. That's all you're selling is results. And when the customer can feel that you are there and you understand that clearly, and they understand that clearly, you're basically saying, yeah. And there's two parts to this. I'll tell you the second part in a second. They're saying, yeah. You're saying, I can get you that result. What?
Nothing. I'm going grocery shopping.
Oh, my wife has walked in the garage. Okay, so the second part to this is you know what happened? You want to know what happened? I had this all perfectly locked down. My wife walks into the garage. She's right over there, and she's wearing these really nice pants, and I looked at her butt, and it totally messed up my brain, and I don't even know what the second part was. I'm gonna have.
Come on.
I swear to God on everything. Oh, it messed me up, man. I'll have to tell you the second part in the next video.